Hi everyone, how are you? So let's talk about taking a stand. Boom, straight in there. Okay, um, let's broaden that. Taking a stand, putting in a boundary, doing that thing you know you need to do but have been putting off. I just had a situation which I'm now like everything that happens. I'm like, oh, teachable moment. That'll be a good teaching point. I've got something on the screen here that's annoying me. Um, Good teaching point, teachable moment. And it was a situation that had been sitting in my space for a while, quite a while, over a year. And I'd been trying to manage it in a number of different ways, and nothing I was doing was working. And so I needed to take decisive action. I reached a point towards the end of last year where I thought, okay, I'm ready. And then something happened that naturally pushed the situation to a point of confrontation, and I took the action. I took the stand. I wobbled emotionally, but I took the action anyway. And I felt the thing I really want to share about all of this is I felt the release of energy afterwards. And I mean, the surge of life force that came through as a result of doing the thing I had been trying to avoid and putting off for a long time. And I don't need to go into the specifics of the situation to talk about the importance of doing this. When we don't, when we, I'm just being distracted by other noise in the house. I was like, when we put off doing something that we know some part of us needs to do, and we always know, we can lie to ourselves, we can hide the truth, we can mask things over, but we always know. We can bury it. It might be a very kind of quiet voice. But when we take the action on that thing, the shift that happens in our space, and we all desire shift. This is big. We're at the beginning of the year as well. So everybody's thinking about what they want to achieve this year or manifest or experiences they want to have. And there's a lot out on the internet about self-development, and I think getting yourself in the right mindset is absolutely key. Believing in what you want to do is absolutely key. Meditating to clear the mind, to find that relaxed space is absolutely key. Journaling, if you're a writer, absolutely key. But I did all of that. And the thing that made the difference was actually let's call it bringing the axe down, which is a bit harsh, but that is essentially what I needed to do. And wow, the space I got back energetically was monumental. So I would encourage you, wherever you are in your life, whatever you're looking at, whatever you're doing, to pay particular attention to what you might be avoiding, what you're not exactly doing, what you're hiding. Possibly you're getting stuck in the dance of procrastination. Possibly you're putting off things in favor of something else. I'm the great queen of that. I'm like, well, I'll just go and color code things over here. But it is in doing that stuff that we really, really create the change. And one of the things I do in the one-to-one space when I work with people is help them clear the way so they can take those steps for themselves. Sometimes we can't, we struggle because we're not clear. We don't get that kind of clarity of feeling to actually take the step that we sense we need to take. And this is where my work comes in. So when someone comes to me, we sit down, and I'm just going to talk about my Clairvoyant Power Hour here, which I realized I forgot to do a banner for. So I'm just going to do that right now. So in my Clairvoyant Coaching Power Hour, what we do is you sit down in front of me. I usually close my eyes and look at the energy field. So this is the electromagnetic field of energy around the body. Psychics call it the aura. And I usually see in mental image pictures or colors, sometimes words, sometimes I hear sounds. Whatever the feedback is I get from you is something that the unconscious part of you wants to communicate with the conscious part of you. And for some reason there's a glitch, you don't know for sure. Usually it's because we're so busy in our lives, we're running from one thing to the next. We don't take enough time to slow down and actually reconnect within ourselves. Because once you actually create that connection within yourself, you get the download yourself. You don't necessarily need to come to someone like me to get that help. And that is the aim of my work, is to put people in a self-maintenance space, which is the Supercharge Your Life program. But I'm going to come to that in a minute. But yeah, so in the Clairvoyant Power Hour, we can take an issue, we can look at it. I will look for what's blocking you from being all you can be on your path. And I will talk about the energy, talk about what I see lighting up. And then we'll talk about the implications. It might trigger off memories, it might trigger off things you want to talk about, ask questions on. And that is how we clear the space, and then we create a plan for change. So we clarify by seeing what's there, what's in the way, where you want to go, what you're not doing, and then we work on clearing. Sometimes it doesn't all happen in a session. Sometimes we start the clearing process, but then you go away and complete that on your own. And then we put a plan in place. And always I give homework, always. I like to call it homework, but usually it's fun stuff. It's just things to do that keep you on track. So that's the Clairvoyant Power Hour in a nutshell. And then if you want to kind of work more deeply with me, which I personally prefer longer periods with people, because then I can really get into things that they're working on. It's the Supercharge Your Life program, which is my, just trying to find it here, which is my 6-week one-to-one program to invigorate yourself and your health and well-being. And the idea with that is I take my clairvoyance and we work on the 6 magic modules that I believe underpin health and well-being. So we take the whole clarify what's in the way, clear, and then create. So we look at movement, we look at mindset, we look at meditation and energy work, we look at how your mood affects things, we look at what you're eating, and we look at the me time, so your self-care. There is no right answer to any of it. The idea is it's split up into 6 weeks for each module, so we can take the time and look at what's going on, and you have email access to me in the intervening week so that we can kind of modify as you go. So at the end of the 6 weeks, you've got those 6 areas kind of with almost a blueprint, and you can choose to just go off on your own at that point, or continue working with me in an ad hoc basis or in another 6-week cycle. Excuse me, it's up to you at that point. You know, when I work with people, my aim is to really give them their power back, but assist them with creating change. And sometimes that's a bit of an ebbing and flowing thing. It can be a bit, I need to nudge, because we don't always walk there of our own accord. We know we need to, but we don't always take those steps just independently. Sometimes we need that accountability, or we need that nudge, or we need someone else to look from the outside in and say, oh, this is what I see going on. And sometimes that looking from the outside in just clarifies what you already know. Often in sessions, I often find that people, they really do know, but they didn't have the confidence to listen, or they didn't have that clear foresight. And so what we're doing is really confirming, which is clearing the energy, and then they go out of the session, they make the changes in their lives. I've had miraculous things happen over the years. There's one that comes to mind right now. Somebody was trying to sell a house, and it was not selling for some reason, and it was a real issue. I think she'd found somewhere she wanted to go to, We were doing a one-to-one session. She had a message come through on her phone, and as she left the session, she checked her phone, turned around and came back in the door, and she went, "The house has just sold." I love that. So it's absolutely, it's really about clearing the way. So yeah, take that stand in your own life, whatever it is, take that stand. If you need help and you want to work with me, get in touch. DM me the word psychic for a one-off Clairvoyant Power Hour session. £99 for January, going back up to £195 from February. If you want to work on a longer period of time, at a deeper level, it's Supercharge Your Life, my 6-week one-to-one program. That's £999. That will be going up. The price of that will be going up this year. So if you are curious but not sure, get in touch. I'm always happy to chat about what I do. I don't want people to book sessions with me if they're unsure. I want people to feel that sense of clarity in themselves and trust. There's no point me talking you into something that you're not sure you want to do. You won't get the most out of it. So that is not my goal with selling the work. I want it to work for you. Because then it's easier for me. If I've got a client that's not happy, that's hell for me. I don't want that. So if you're curious, get in touch. Let's have a conversation. All right. Have a great rest of the day. I'll see you online again soon. Bye.